इतना नहीं है कि जी आप ये मान के चलें कि आप ही को सब कुछ आता है ना। वो ह्यूमिलिटी आनी चाहिए उस मामले में लेके कि
So we are online. I'm getting a message.
okay, from you're getting message. Yes, webinar is now streaming you on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's a little. But where are our hosts gone?
Yeah, sir. Now we are here. Things are stable now.
Okay. I'm delighted that at least somewhere we are. Let's go ahead now. Let's start.
Yeah, sure, sir. So, am I audible?
Yes, of course.
Okay, fine. So, Ashish sir. So, Ashish sir is the host for today, today's inaugural ceremony. Ashish sir, you are on mute.
I can't see anyone here. I mean, only you now. Otherwise, normal तो पता लगता है इतने लोग हैं हमारे साथ.
नीचे है ना, नीचे
Am I audible, sir?
Participants में करेंगे तो आपको दिखेगा.
कहाँ पे?
Am I audible now?
ऊपर सर, ऊपर आपको स्पीकर व्यू होगा और पार्टिसिपेंट्स व्यू होगा.
So Veena madam has also joined.
Gallery view है. हाँ. That's the gallery view. Speaker view आ गया.
Should I?
Okay.
Also picture also seen, na? Everybody can see each other. There are about 7, 8.
9.
Ashish, we can start. We should always maintain the timing.
Okay.
Dr. Devansh Patel ने क्या वो कर रखा है
We
क्या?
are inviting people from outside.
Okay.
We were just having some technical glitch. So that was the only concern. Yeah, Ashish sir, we can.
Okay, sir. Warm greetings to all. As Socrates once said, the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. The world of work is being profoundly affected by the global virus pandemic. In addition to the threat to public health, the economic and social disruption, the COVID-19 pandemic has turned the world of work upside down. It is having a dramatic effect on the jobs, livelihoods, and well beings of workers and their families, as well as on businesses worldwide. This has turned the world of work to go online. As it is said, in adversities lies opportunities. Nothing can stop us. We at Parul University are proud to take the opportunity to be part of online work and to enhance the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. PU has successfully continued to work online throughout this pandemic by catering to students' educational needs online. Carly Williams Yost once said, telecommuting, one of many forms of work life flexibility, should no longer be viewed as a nice to have optional perk mostly used by working mothers. These common stereotypes don't match reality. Allowing employees to work remotely is a core business strategy today. We need to depart, deparent, degenerate, degender, and de-age the perception of the flexible worker. On behalf of Parul University, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome one and all present here today. As we work to create light for others, we naturally light our own way. Nothing can start without devotional gratitude expressed towards Almighty God. Let us pray and ask for blessings.
Ashish sir, we are not able to listen to the prayer, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. Should I play it again, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, because we are not getting any voice.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's audible. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you all. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Veena Madan, in charge Assistant Director, Employment Department, Parul University. I would like to introduce Veena ma'am. Veena K. Damur, in charge Assistant Director, Employment, working with Office of Assistant Director, Employment, Vadodara, since 2014. Having more than 12 years of working experience with various government departments like rural development, district planning, civil court, and labor and employment. At present, she is looking after Model Career Center, Vadodara, where guidance and counseling of students is main focus, working for employment of candidates registered with Employment Exchange through various channels, providing training to candidates for skill upgradation, guiding candidates for government jobs and other opportunities available to them. I welcome you, ma'am, to our job fair today. I'll give you.
Namaskar. Good morning to all. Today's Digital Job Fair's chief guest, Honorable Chief Minister Sir, President, Provost and Director, Senior Director, Parur University, MD, GACL, CEO Ma Foundation, all the employers and candidates heartily welcomed in the inaugural ceremony. This digital mega job fair is jointly organized by Office of the Assistant Director Employment Model Career Center, University Employment Bureau Vadodara and Parul University, Vadodara. In this situation of COVID-19, it is difficult for a candidate to go out and search a job relevant to their skills and education. So, Labor and Employment Department, Government of Gujarat, Directorate Employment and Training is guiding us to provide a platform to a candidate from where he can apply online for the job and get a chance to face an interview, and if an employer finds him suitable for the vacancy, he selects him, and a candidate gets opportunity. At least he faces an interview, and he gets a platform to give interview and gets a chance for a job. So we are continuously planning job fairs and giving chance to candidates who really needs job. And as a part of this mega event, we have organized job fairs from 1st September 2020 to 12th September 2020. We have opened a link for candidate registration and employer registration. We have got 7,000 plus candidate registrations, and 170 plus employers have registered themselves. And we are hoping for a best performance, or we are expecting the employers to give more opportunity to the students. I wish best of luck to all the candidates, and I wish all the success to this mega event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Veena ma'am, for wonderful words. Now I would like to introduce our director, senior director, Mr. Santosh Nair. He's a mechanical engineer graduate, has done masters in business administration.
Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat and Chief Guest for today's inaugural ceremony, Shri Vijayabhai Rupani ji, Honorable President Parul University, Dr. Devanshu Patel sir, Honorable Provost Parul University, Dr. M.N. Patel sir, our guests of honor, Shri P.K. Gera ji and Shri Amit Mehta ji, and all esteemed corporates as well as dear candidates. A very good morning to each of you and welcome you all to the Vijayabhai Rupani ji for honoring this mega event by accepting our request to preside as the chief guest for this inaugural ceremony of the Mega Digital Job Fair 2020. We would also like to thank the Department of Labour and Employment, Gujarat and MCC Vadodara for giving us an opportunity to cater to the talent requirements of our Gujarat state and the country as a whole. At the same time, we are really grateful and thankful to Shri P.K. Gera ji and Shri Amit Mehta ji for gracing this event with their valuable presence as the guests of honor. Also, I would like to thank all the corporates who have agreed to become a part of this mega job fair by participating as a potential recruiter for the aspiring job seekers. Training Placement and Career Development Cell, Parul University, is pleased to announce the official inauguration of the Mega Digital Job Fair 2020 in collaboration with Government of Gujarat, Labour and Employment Department, Directorate of Employment and Training Office of the Assistant Director, Model Career Center, Vadodara, and University Employment Bureau. This Mega Digital Job Fair is a 12-day long event wherein recruiters and candidates from varied domains such as engineering, management, pharmacy, applied science, as well as the country as a whole. In the current global pandemic situation where the economic or rather the overall economy as well as the job market has been affected, this is a small endeavor to assist the fresher and experienced youth of our country and as well as the of our state as well as the country to secure their career aspirations by providing them with a platform wherein they can find a job suiting their capabilities. Welcome you all once again, and I wish the very best to all the job aspirants and participating companies and have a happy hiring process. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I think there is some technical glitch with the host. So now I would like to invite our Honorable Provost, Dr. M.N. Patel, sir, to share his remarks on this inaugural ceremony. Sir, please.
Namaskar to one and all. It's really a pleasure to me, especially being academic head of the Parul University, where we are planning with the support of government and support from the industry people to have a big mega fair so that the opportunity to job seeker, we can provide this digital platform. On that occasion, we are also very thankful to Sri P.K. Geraji, Managing Director, Gujarat Alkalis and Chemicals, and Sri Amit Mehtaji, Chief Executive, MA, as they have consented to be the part of that and to address our aspirant students, so that we are lucky enough for that. And especially we are more thankful to the government of Gujarat, being our Chief Minister said, especially Nitin Bhai and Dilip Bhai Thakur, as the Minister of that Department of Labor and Employment, along with this Madhatis Niyamak Rozgar, that they have also given us chance to work with the government on this platform. So the problems which is of unemployment and to provide the employment to the seeker people, we are rather instrumental to do that. As so far Parul University is concerned, we are digital since number of years. As so far, no doubt, this pandemic condition has compelled everyone to go for to be a digital, but we were digital since long. As a Google Classroom was a very old rather practice which we are having. We are sending all the lectures to our students. Our students are lucky enough to have to solve that query 24/7 on this digital platform. And no doubt after this lockdown, without spending a single day, we have continued to teach our student digitally, and we have completed our syllabus well in time. No doubt at that time about 3-4 weeks were left out to complete the syllabus. It was the last week of a month of March, but we could have completed entire syllabus up to 15th of April. Then we have gone for the solving the difficulty of all the students, and by that way we were able to conduct our examination in month of May, second week of May, which was the very first university across the India who has conducted this examination, and we have declared the result in time. Not only that, our new term for second, third, fourth year, which we are also able to start from 15th of June, which was little earlier than the normal academic year. As so far new admissions are concerned, some of admissions are coming to the admission committee. We are little bit delayed in that, but even though I can see or put on record that we have got more than 5,400 students to whom we are teaching in the month since in the month of July, and we have started to teach them in beginning for 2-3 weeks. We have gone for the rather induction program, or we can say that the breeze courses and so that there cannot be any jerk and they can switch over to that. And like that way, all the students, and I'm happy to say that every day in Parul University, we are conducting more than 1,000 lectures to our students, because we have more number of students, 28,000 students. But you also see that we have students not only from Gujarat, we have more students from other states, we have more students from other countries. This year also we have got more than 740 students from foreign nations of more than 50 countries. We are also taking care of that and looking to that timing. We are starting some of the lecture in afternoons so that they can have a morning and they can also join. So like that way, what I have to say, that digital is became a part of life. And as our Prime Minister also in one of the speech told that everybody has accepted, and everywhere the teaching learning is going on in a digital form. So everything, when it is going to convert into a digital form, the activity of placement also should be into that form. Then and then we can face with what is going on in the market. As we know that, said digital is no doubt, as we are facing some of the things as a technical difficulty. Say that we are losing sometime connectivity, sometime that bandwidth may be less, sometime our photo cannot be seen, sometimes the recording may not take place. But apart from that, day by day, as our Prime Minister said, that everybody is becoming accustomed, accepting this thing. And by that way, our work is going on without sacrifice, because we cannot waste the time of anyone. Life, we have a limited years to live. Within that, a single month or single year, if we can just spend without creative or rather potential, then obviously it is a loss to the person individual. So taking to that, as we have completed our all learning, examination, new starting of term, this digital form of the placement, no doubt it is we are hearing very first time, because in some of the cases where some physical presence may be required, even though this effort is put by our placement department, obviously I am very much happy and thankful to this, especially the department led by Professor Santosh Nair, that such effort may hope that will be fruitful and will be effective. As so far employment is concerned, we are hearing, because I am in the academic, since last 45 years plus, where I used to be Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University. I was Vice Chancellor of Gujarat Technological University. We have conducted so many job fair and so. But all time it was pinching to me that all industries are believing that what you are teaching to our students may not be to that stuff, so that it is not employable. So a big issue always and big comment we are always hearing. And to overcome that, in especially Parul University, we have tried to have a more industry interactions. And as you know that we are requesting the industry people and our alumni to come to our place, either at present in digital, in old time before that March to physically, and at least 1 or 2 module out of 10, 15 module of a particular course to be completed by them, so that the need of industry can little bit satisfy. And that blame which is we are hearing from the industry, as we are hearing various report from NASCOM and other, their employability is 5%, 10% for rural and 5% for 12% from the urban and so on. So that type of comment sometimes pinching people like me, what is lacking? Because I compare normally the stage of 85, where our country, India and the China was at the same phase. And we have introduced a new educational policy at that time. No doubt recently we have launched the new education policy by Government of India that is known as NEP 2020. So what was something lacking in that? Because China in stage of 85, 86, to today, if we compare India and China, there is a lot of difference. The reason is that that universities are coming on top ranks, while we could not come up to that. It means something was remain lacking, and we are unable to create our rather the students or the college pass out to that level, so that they cannot be that employable, and that comment which we are hearing. We hope so that a new step that government has took and introducing a new educational policy, where they are going to give more and more overall development of the students, as the China did that part. They have gone for more than 40,000 short-term programs. So along with that degree, they are attaining some additional degree, which is, we can say that finishing school type of program, where they can gain, say, suppose a mechanical engineer wants to go to the refrigerant industry, and he undergoes this type of specific training, and then he can be useful on the very first day to the industry. Otherwise, we are teaching, say, about set of 40 subjects, which sometimes became unnecessary a burden to the students, and he is not growing or giant to in all. He became no doubt knowing everything in all subjects, that is little bit, but he is not having the confidence in a particular area. So to remove that, we have also started, our continuing education department is working. We are providing that type of facility so that our student can have a overall development. We are also inviting the industry people to interact with the student, to teach some of the module, as I said, so that we can bridge that gap. Otherwise, the thing was happened when our present PM, when he was CM and as a Vice Chancellor, in one of the meeting with Vice Chancellor, he said that you have not to conduct the examination, only you certify that they are the student came to your college. It is the role of industry to conduct their own exam, and accordingly, and as we have seen that number of industry, when they come to the placement, they are also conducting their own exams. And according to their own exam, whatever that need and whatever technical point with students, they are absorbing them. And it is a good sign. No doubt, whatever degree or whatever percentage or whatever credit that university has given to the student may be a benchmark in order to appear in this examination. But most of the industries are taking care of his own to recruit that. Now the job fair is what? No doubt in some of the good institution or university, where some selected companies are used to go every years and selecting the student. But job fair is providing the big platform. As it is said to me that the registration is more than 10,000. Today it is more than 10,000, 10,500 registrations are there. And this is a long process which we are going to operate maybe about 12 days. Also that maximum student can take the advantage of that and may get the job of that desired. Obviously the effort should be, no doubt, normally I used to say in my speech, what is the role of institution, whether to provide the job to the student from the college itself. Sometimes I said that no, not the role of the university to provide the job, but we have to create our graduates or postgraduates of that level. So industry should stand in the queue to recruit them. Instead of inviting them, industry should come to us. That type of activity, if we do at our institution level or our university level, then and then we can satisfy the demand of industry and we can provide good platform. Otherwise, there are several schemes. As we know that employment department is working since number of years. When we were student, 70 to 75, employment department was there. So after graduation, we have gone to the employment department, which each and every university have one office where such employment department was working. And we are just giving our name and biodata, and whenever there is a vacancy, they are inviting us. But that process was not that effective. Sometimes they come writing to us and we are not putting the reverse feedback that I am already employed. So that paperwork was going to be ruin of no use. So like that way, employment department is there. They are doing well, but sometimes to take the advantage of the digital platform, which became rather quicker, and with the gap, whatever gap that we can breeze through that. And while that, if we are putting this type of effort, obviously we can do better for our students. As we know that for the recognition of any university or any college, there are several parameters always observed by the candidates. Out of that, no doubt, vision and mission of the institute or in management, as so far infrastructure is concerned, teaching learning process is concerned, no doubt some other that industry institute interaction, and so alumni support to the institution or university. Along with that, so many points are there, but one of the point is the placement. How the placement activity is prevailing within the university, within the institute, also makes a lot of sense to recognize that institution or that university. It also helps the student to join that university. And as so far I can say with proud that at Parul University, we are doing, or we are trying to do that so that we can give best opportunity to our student and their overall development can take place. For that, we have created about more than 20 cells, including that continuing education and some add-on programs for competitive exam and so on. I'm not putting to you at this platform, but you can see from our website that we are trying to give good platform to our student, and the result of that, we are getting good number of students just joining to this Parul campus. As I said that even in this current year, due to this situation, even though such tough situation is going on, we have got a sizable number of students for admission whose teaching we have just continued. So hope so that this job mega fair, which we have conducted along with the employment department, government of Gujarat, Parul University can put some of the effort so that the student, those who are interested to join, otherwise our apprentice boat is there. Somehow it is not properly taken up. I am also talking sometime to Professor Santosh that we should have with that, at least those who are going to for some interim, let them to go for a stipend to some of the industry where some places are there. But there is some lack in between, so that this connectivity is not properly done. But nowadays, due to this situation, as we are every day hearing, that number of industries are going to close or shut down, and the problem of unemployment goes on being severe and severe. But it is not that synchronized effect. If it is done, synchronized effort is to be done, then I think we can provide the platform to all the students so that they can go to the industry, they can choose the industry of their choice. As we are going to provide this platform, our team is working very nicely. Not only that, they are providing the platform of placement, but while their study of 3 to 4 years, they are also providing the training to our students, starting from very first, starting to the personality development, communication, foreign language, and so on. So they are became a little bit or rather good for the employment. And as we seen that from my stay of the Parul University, this is 4th year, I've seen that very good placement. And I can say that especially in this area, highest number of students are getting the placement through our placement cell. So my best wishes, especially the team of Santosh. Along with that, I can say that the employment department, those who have given the platform, so that, and you the guest of honor, those who are going to advise, so that it will be a pleasure for us to be on this platform. I think now I don't want to say, as I said, that to speak for 10 minutes, but I consider placement is a good activity. And as the time has changed, we have to change accordingly and according to the digital era. And we are also facing that difficulty of this connectivity. So we are keeping 10-minute gap in between two lectures. Normally 9 to 10, 10 to 11, that is the usual system. But here we are keeping, say 9:30 is our first lecture, it's 10:30. Then we are keeping a gap of 10, and then 10:40 to 11:40. And like that way, we are managing our digital classes. So like that way, some difficulty we are facing for this type of digital communication. And I also say with proud that our every department of each college is also conducting the webinar. During this last 3 months, we have conducted more than 400 webinars, which was add-on to our normal teaching. So such a good activity is prevailing in the campus. And I hope so that today's job fair is also will result some fruitful, so that our student and the aim by which we have arranged this with the support of industry and the government will definitely satisfy whatever we have thought for it. My best wishes to all the students, those who are going to take part in coming 10, 12 days, and especially those who are going to arrange this. My special thanks to rather this employment department and the team of Santosh, so that we can complete this task fruitfully. My best wishes again to all of you. Thank you very much. Over to Ashish.
Thank you very much, sir, for your prominent and inspiring words. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to take the opportunity to invite Mr. Amit Mehta, sir, our guest of honor. Sir, we would like you to shower us with your wonderful words. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, esteemed dignitaries on this webinar, students and companies. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate this synergy of government with its reach and Parul University with its pull because it's definitely one of the better private universities in the country today. So this synergy is the recipe which is going to make this job fair, this unique digital job fair, a mega success. My gut feeling says so. I'm sure that at least the effort is good, and it's not just a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. I think 12 days would make sure that most of the companies and most of the students can take full advantage of the virtual connect. In innovating and implementing huge and new ideas, I think Gujarat has been one of the pioneering states. So this is the first time I have come across in this pandemic such a huge 12-day duration job fair. So I think I'm proud to be a resident of this colorful and vibrant state, and hats off. Well, this fair's news also, I'm sure, would sound like a breath of fresh air in this tense pandemic times, because I think people are hearing more negative news than positive news in the last 4-5 months. Coming to job fair, the fundamentals of Gujarat and India are strong. I think their economy fundamentally is quite strong. The demand definitely is going to rise again. Supply quality, as I think Dr. Patel was saying, is definitely a challenge. And in this direction, I feel NEP 2020, National Education Policy 2020, introduced just probably a fortnight back, is definitely a step in the right direction, and it will be a guiding star to improve and inculcate 3 major things, I think. One is 21st century skills in the students. Second is cut down on a lot of curricula, useless curricula, and improve on the strong fundamentals and domain knowledge of the students. And third is imbibe the learn to learn attitude. What HR department typically says, the learning agility part of it. I think if these 3 things are transformed into reality in a major percentage, the profile of the supply quality of students coming out of universities will definitely change. Companies are looking for around 20 to 22 skills. I'll just name it up. They are roughly, they want the candidate to be accountable, adaptable, communicator, creative thinker, decision maker, emotionally intelligent, friendly, has to have a work ethic, innovative, leadership, manages conflict, ethical, organized, problem solver, takes initiative, productive, negotiator, team player, trustworthy, and values diversity and inclusiveness. I think these are the skills which the companies are looking for when they are searching for candidates, apart from, of course, the basic domain knowledge. But many of these subjects are not a part of our curriculum. Many of these are really not the ground reality. When like our group also is the biggest medical devices company in India, and we sell our products to more than 100 countries, and we interview a lot of people, and of course, because the staffing is also there, we come across the challenges where the MBA tech, MBA finance would not be knowing about the world or the India's GDP figures. And he or she might be confused about lakhs and millions and crores, the conversions. I'm talking very basic things. Or an engineering student at times is confused between meter square and meter cube. He's confused between the FPS and the ISI system. Or let's say BSc chemistry students. In South Gujarat, we have a lot of chemistry, chemical units. So BSc chemistry is very common in these colleges. Students are confused between normality, molality, and they don't know what a GC or a HPLC is. So it's an absolute disconnect. What this has led to is education system is working more on a compliance mode for degrees and marks, while ideally, so this system of the past 30-40 years has led to fundamentals being weak, rote learning being rampant, and application practically being non-existent at the student level. I'm barring a few universities because they'll be single digit as compared to the 15 or 15 to 16 lakh institutions we have in the country. So education is presently on a compliance mode, and I think we need to change it. We need students, many of the students are studying for degrees and marks and not for life application. I think that needs to change. Government is doing its bit by overhauling the system and not doing any patchwork. Anybody who studies NEP 2020, the vision is very good, the vision is very strong. I think it's time that the teachers also transforming from just being a teacher to a guru or a sadguru. They need to have four major things. Their domain skills have to be excellent. Their dedication to teaching profession has to be complete. Pure character and ability to develop relations with the students. It has to be very good and cordial relations. And the fourth is skill of engaging students in learning. I think these are major points. There are always sub points. I mean, if you're not able to engage the student, it will be just a compliance activity. It's like an example my wife gave today morning. करेले की सब्जी को अगर आप एकदम बेसिक तरह से पकाओगे तो 99% लोगों को पसंद नहीं आएगा. बट अगर उसको आप उसको मानो काजू के साथ ब्लेंड करो, ये करो, वो करो, एंड प्रॉब्ली मेक इट नॉट ओनली पैलेटेबल, इट विल बी डिलीशियस. आई थिंक देयर इज अ वे यू prepare things. Similarly, the way you deliver education also has to probably have a relook. And I think teachers training is being given a huge importance in the NEP. Of course, the challenge is execution for a country of this size and a diversity of this size. For industry, I think industry also, I have a message because there will be a lot of companies listening to this. Stop expecting ready-made products out of the education system, out of the university. Collaborate more, spend more under your CSR activities in the education domain. I don't listen to industries spending their CSR funds on, let's say, giving a BCom college a computer lab where they can learn Tally and Excel. I don't hear of companies spending on BSc, let's say, giving them industry labs where there's machines are there, GC, HPLC and stuff like that in the college. I think why can't we make the college 21st century ready? So those are the things which I feel are very important for the candidates, especially the freshers. I feel first, there are certain things which we have learned from experience. You should not only be looking at the package, because I think that's the measure of how good a company is. I think what you should be looking at is your first job, like first love has to be, it's very important, and it will the projectile will last a lifetime. So you should have a good boss who will, and your job has to be aligned to your passion, interest and goal. That's very important. At the end of the day, ये नहीं होगा तो आप कितने भी बड़े पैकेज में जाओ, अगर आप मिसफिट हो गए तो आपको मजा नहीं आएगा. Ma Foundation, through its, we've been working in employability and skilling since the last 3-4 years, and I can tell you that we are working with undergraduate students and working in 3 major areas. I mean, we are trying to give them skills, 21st century skills, and उनके 3 major areas में हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं. We are talking of imparting 21st century skills. मैं list out करूँगा. We are making them do summer internships. At least 3 साल में 3. I'm talking about even BA, BCom, BSc students. I'm not only talking of the MBA students or law students. And I'm talking of even upskilling, जहाँ पे ये commerce और science और ये सब बच्चों को भी industry ready किया जाता है. Now 21st century skills जो हमको लग रहा है, I have listed out 6 of them, which is like virtual collaboration. It's the collaboration which is conducted with or without face-to-face interaction enabled by technology. It's important. It's catching up. I think the pandemic has shown us social skills of cross-cultural competence. which is one's ability to understand people from different cultures and engage with them effectively. The third one is transdisciplinary thinking, that to understand concepts across multiple disciplines and its implementation in line with real world challenges. Emotional intelligence, ability to join intelligence, empathy, and emotions to enhance thought and understanding of interpersonal dynamics. Critical thinking, definition to analyze facts, generate and organize ideas, defend opinions, make comparisons, draw inferences, evaluate arguments, and solve complex problems in a simpler way. And the last is computational thinking, ability to translate vast amount of data into abstract concepts and to understand database thinking just like a computer. भी ये सारी स्किल हमारे बच्चों को देनी पड़ेगी. It can be across any stream. It can be across any degree. The problem is we need to wake up that life skills or work skills or social skills या जो भी आप word दो वो बहुत important होने वाला है. Stanford research says that 75 to 80% of success is determined by these things, while sadly these things are not given that kind of importance in most of the universities and colleges. To finally sum it up, I would say that, I feel Gujarat में काफी कुछ हो रहा है और इंडिया में भी काफी कुछ हो रहा है. Things have picked up pace. Industry and academics have to collaborate with each other. Students, आप लोगों को आपके पेरेंट्स के पैसे डाले हुए हैं, आपको भी रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट देखना है. You have to make the best out of the time you are spending in the colleges. And I think together, all of us, let us all work together in synergy. Industries have to chip in more, not just come for the campuses, get involved. Now it's more easier to do it virtually also. हम सब ये मिलके करेंगे, then I think we are all working towards the final dream of our honorable Prime Minister, who had said that, let's make the human capital of India such that it is globally employable. We can be a net exporter of human capital in a big way because of our demographics also. At the end, best wishes to the government and Parul University for this mega job fair. And I hope that this will lead to many such job fairs happening across many parts of India. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Amit ji. Unfortunately, due to some technical glitch, we are not able to introduce Amit ji. So I'll just give a quick intro of Mr. Amit Mehta. So Mr. Amit Mehta is the CEO of Ma Foundation, Vapi, manages a charitable organization working in the area of education reform. The mission of Ma Foundation is to induce educational reforms in the society that are scalable and replicable at a national level. Mr. Amit is a chemical engineer by education and has a vast working experience in probably the entire spectrum of industry, including manufacturing, supply chain management, quality systems, SAP, and finance. He started his career in petrochemicals with Reliance Industries Limited, and then has worked with KPMG, which is one of the big fours, and Microinks Limited. Mr. Amit hung up his corporate boots after 14 years of professional success to accept the leadership mantle at Ma Foundation. His passion to contribute to society has enabled Ma Foundation to serve thousands of children, parents, and teachers over the past 14 years. Mr. Amit is passionate about education reform, human empowerment, and imparting employability 21st century skills to today's youth. Amit ji has been conferred the prestigious Quimpro Award in 2010 for excellence in education, considered to be India's premier quality citation. Other Quimpro awardees include stalwarts like Ratan Tata, N.R. Narayan Murthy, Kumar Mangalam Birla, Deepak Parikh, Azim Premji, and Dr. Devi Prasad Sethi as well. He is on the advisory committee of Srimad Raj Chandra Gurukul School and College. He was also invited by the Ministry of Education, currently it has been renamed as MHRD, panel for his views and suggestions in the recently released National Education Policy 2020. He is happily married to Dr. Amisha and is blessed with two wonderful kids, Shreya and Shaurya. Thank you, Amit ji, for your wonderful, insightful feedback. And definitely, it will give a lot of insights to the participating students and the companies as well. Now we have our next guest of honor, Shri P.K. Gera ji. I'll quickly give an introduction. Rather, he doesn't need an introduction, but still, Shri Prem Kumar Gera, he's an retired IAS officer and has done BSc in Electrical Engineering, Honors, MSc Economics, and MPhil in Strategic Defense Studies from Madras University. He is currently the Managing Director of Gujarat Alkalis and Chemicals Limited since February 19, 2016. He retired from IAS on 30th of November 2019, but the government of Gujarat has continued his services as Managing Director of GACL for 1 year. He is one of the senior most IAS retired officer of 1985 batch, having experience of more than 33 years in the central and state government, holding various positions in district administration, rural development, agriculture, finance, training, personal and general administration, textiles, etc. His recent postings under Government of Gujarat and Government of India and Government of Gujarat includes Managing Director, Gujarat Mineral Development Corporation Limited, that is GMDC, Director General, National Institute of Fashion Technology, New Delhi, Joint Director, Lal Bahadur Shastri, National Academy of Administration, LBS NAA, Resident Commissioner, Government of Gujarat, New Delhi, Director General, Sardar Patel Institute of Business Administration, SPIPA, and ex officio Secretariat, Government of Gujarat, Administrative Reforms and Training, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, and Registrar and Joint Secretary, Central Information Commission, New Delhi. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and it's a real honor to us to have you present in this inaugural ceremony. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to everyone, Ashish Bhai, Santosh Bhai, Veena Ben, Dr. Patel, and of course, Mr. Mehta, whom I hold in big esteem. You did not mention one of the awards. He has so many lists, so I can understand. One of the awards is the GCSRA, Gujarat CSR Authority Award, which took me to visit his place. That when he was shortlisted and awarded, I thought, let me go and see his work. So I went to that little primary school of the government in Vapi, where Ma Foundation has converted so beautifully, and all under the leadership of Mr. Mehta, that the private schools, children were taken away and brought to a government school. Now, the all credit, it is not that it is not possible, but there is a queue. You know, the good schools have a queue of the children who want to get admission to that school. So government school, primary school became where there's a queue and you require recommendation of, you know, who's who, MLA, MP, Amara Badakne Leilo, you know, so all that. It was amazing seeing to see how, with very little investment that you can make, any, you know, institute, such a wonderful institute. And his work in the remote area of Kaprada and tribal areas, I also saw some of that even nearby, whatever I could visit, Vapi, in those villages I went and saw how they have reformed the primary school education. And it was learning for me to what can be done. And he gave me various ideas, which my company, we are having about 30 villages near the Dahej, where we are meeting their comprehensive needs, not exactly everything, but we started working on providing them toilets, because we realized that the toilets, so-called, we have been made ODF and all, but that's not the reality. And the worst was the Rathod community, who were the poor in these 30 villages, were denied for various reasons, or they were built some cubicles, nothing inside, you know, there were cubicles. So we made them, and we don't give things free. So 25% contribution comes from those poor, because they want such a toilet which they will be making themselves. And our conditions were simple, that you will contribute your money 75%, and we will contribute 75%, you will contribute 25%, and you will build it. So we had an organization from Ahmedabad which is doing this job. Then we started looking at the women, you know, how we can empower women there. So the story can go on, and women groups were formed, and the village cleaning society was, each village in all those 30 villages we are going to cover. We have covered almost 25 now, and we will complete next year. 30 all villages will have their own people working. So, I mean, there is so much to do, and CSR is just one of the areas, and Gujarat CSR Authority picks up the best such stories to award them. So, well, that's not the topic today, but I thought Amit ji requires far more, introduction than what you have given. And indeed, it's my pleasure to be sharing this dais virtually today, and I have the honor of working with educational institution of the national repute called National Institute of Fashion Technology, where I came very close to everything that a national institute does, and students particularly. And that gave me, and prior to that in the Mussoorie Academy, where the young, bright, people with dreams come and join the civil services, IAS and other services. And the Mussoorie Academy is the first place where they are given a foundational course. So these dreamy eyes always have so wonderful ideas that you would like to, can't imagine. And I used to tell the faculty at NIFT that, guys, because of the students, our institute is at the top, not because of faculty. Let us be very clear. We need to meet their expectations, which is huge. And to meet that huge expectations, it is not easy. And so we are always falling short of expectations. And it is likely now the new things are coming. Like today we are doing it digitally. Who would have thought a year back that we would be doing a seminar of this kind, and or inaugurating a big mega fair, job fair? Well, it would have been very difficult to imagine. Now I'm placed in a similar situation that would have been, and I share this anecdote, which is very interesting. In 1952, when India had got independent, and All India Radio had started much before that, but the talent of the music was still hidden. So one of the minstrel who was called to give his performance, he entered in the studio, and the production director waved him to start, and he will not start. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, he will not start. He says, why? What's happened? And you have to interrupt the program and go, where is my audience? I always speak to my audience. I always sing for my audience. Exactly the situation is quite similar here. Where is the audience? We are inaugurating something and we don't know. And this is a challenge here for everyone to understand. It can take time for many people to do that. Yes, there are people there who are somewhere, but seeing us, and we are behaving and we are addressing them. So the technology is the big, leveler. It treats everyone levelly, and it provides you without distinction of high or low. Well, anyway, that was a little anecdote to explain that technology will always have it. Now the 5G, once the 5G platform comes, you can't imagine the thing, how it's going to happen. It's because of the 4G technology right now, and we really need that technology to come very soon. Now coming back, it's a wonderful effort that you have made, and I am delighted. As an industry, we do keep recruiting. And what do we look for in candidates? And maybe if people are listening to me, I'm sure they are. As I'm saying, I can't see them. Had it been a normal fair, they would have been in front of me to tell them. And I presume, Amit Bhai has said many things, and I'm sure I can't add to that. But some personal experience, some nuggets, yes, I can always add to that. And then I'm reminded of the Abraham Lincoln's letter to the school while he sent his son. And it's a famous letter. I'm sure you all must have read it, and I don't want to add to that. That is an address to you guys in the university to keep reading that again and again. Sorry, there is some. So but the candidates, guys, if the challenge is that there is not always a fit between what you have studied and what you will do. Not everyone, like Amit Bhai is a chemical engineer. From chemical engineer, he has moved on to head a very prestigious organization providing that. So you can't expect that every time there will be a complete fit between your degree and your job. A lot of doctors come into IAS. A lot of engineers come into IAS. Now, if they were to do only engineering jobs, that's not going to be there. So you have to adapt yourself to the market and how market offers you. All right, there's some announcement coming here. Meeting recording has started. Anyway, so my friends, young people who are there, you must be adaptable to all kind of situations where you are. And the one of the most important thing in life, which will take you long, is your integrity. Rest all, I am sure you have dedicated yourself, you passed through a wonderful examination, you've proven yourself before the university examination and university credentials have been tested. But what cannot be tested is your integrity. And the integrity, I always talk, is very high. A high level of integrity is much more. And then you should be ready to take yourself to the new paths, which may be unopened, which may not be there, and ready to take up the challenges, whatever it comes. Don't say no to anything. Just try to say, yes, let me try. You may fail, no problem. Then only you will say this was not a right way. How else? So my suggestion to all youngsters who are today looking for this, participating in this and coming for a job. And irony of the job fair, I was talking to Santosh ji, is that industry needs talent in a particular area. For example, I am missing welders. My 4,000 crore investment is going on in Dahej, and we are not getting good welders. You see, they are likely to get more than 30,000 rupees a month to start with. 30,000 rupees, and per day, if they work on a daily basis, it is 3,000 rupees per day. That is a kind of a cost a good welder, earns in an industry. And a day's work, 3,000 rupees in his pocket. And then, and if you're IBR welder, you are still, and then the fitter. These are the kind of people that you will call them, oh, they are the ITI pass. But guys, jobs are jobs. You start something and then you reach somewhere. Your engineering student can they do welding good? I doubt it. A good weld is not an easy task, believe me. How smooth, and then pass through X-rays, telling you exactly what kind of a welding it was. So this is an irony. If you're looking for the job, you will have to be a lot more patient. If you're looking for a job, a lot of jobs are there. So this is my suggestion to the young people. Many times you may not get immediately something, but whatever may come. And Gujarat has a tradition. This is what is wonderful about Gujarat. That students start working while they are studying. This is not happening in North India. I don't find such good practices here, but in Gujarat, I have met a lot of talented people when they come for interviews with me. Oh, they started long back. They have a little side business going on, whatever they can, while studying and making little pocket money, which is a Western concept, which is not in India, but in Gujarat, I find that is there. Not everyone, again. It depends on the parents' income and also how much they want to, and how much is each person is having josh to do something about it. So I am sure employers will find no dearth of talent here in this, and it gives us good ideas that we should have it every month. Why not? Why? Because people are losing jobs in this kind of a pandemic, and people are new people vacancies are keep coming. So it is not that it stops with one fair. I'll recommend to Vinaben to look for such opportunities for creating more and more and come up. And we would be happy to organize such fairs at any place. And let us see, kindly do document your experience and share so that we could know what could be done to improve upon it further, and we can take it forward at a later date. So my good and best wishes to all of you guys, and let us see and look forward to how many people get jobs from you. And I'm waiting to listen to Honorable Chief Minister Saab, who is a wonderful person in our state, to give a leadership, who has been talking about and dreaming about how the youth can be given jobs as early as possible and as many jobs can be created. Yes, but I would request the university to do consider to expand their net to whether they're welders, whether they're electricians, whether they're whatever you are. We are open to you. And here is the industry who's looking for such people also. And a lot of outsourcing is taking place. So outsourcing contractors are there who are looking for such people there for giving them employment. So my all good wishes to you, and I hope to be in touch with the Parallel University more often, and we can do many things together. I am thankful for inviting you and giving me a patient hearing. I look forward for more opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for all the suggestions and the insights shared by you. And definitely we will take up your suggestions for sure, and will implement for the overall benefit of the youth of the state and the country as a whole. So now it's a time to introduce our chief guest. Nonetheless, he doesn't require an introduction, but still the Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Vijay Bhai Rupani. So Shri Vijay Ramniklal Rupani is an Indian politician from the Bharatiya Janata Party. He has been Chief Minister of Gujarat since August 2016 and is a member of Gujarat Legislative Assembly representing Rajkot West. Shri Rupani ji was born in Rangoon, Burma, and his family moved to Rajkot in 1960. He completed his Bachelor's of Arts from Dharmendra C. G. Arts College and LLB from Saurashtra University. During his final years of studies, he joined ABVP and then RSS and Jansangh simultaneously. If we go through the political career of Rupani ji, in 1998, he became General Secretary of Gujarat BJP. He was also Chairman of Gujarat Government's Manifesto Implementation Committee from 1998 to 2002. In 2006, he served as a member of Rajya Sabha from 2006 to 2012. He became the Chairman of Gujarat Tourism Corporation in 2006. He was inducted in cabinet of former CM Anandiben Patel and became Minister of Transport, Water Supply, Labour and Employment in 2015. He became the 16th Chief Minister of Gujarat on 7th August 2016. On the other hand, he became the President of BJP in Gujarat in 2016 itself. Again, he won the Gujarat Assembly election from the Rajkot West constituency and retained the position of Chief Minister of Gujarat. During his tenure as the Chief Minister of Gujarat, after taking over as a Chief Minister of Gujarat on 7th August 2016, Shri Rupani ji has established 4 pillars of good governance: transparent, sensitive, decisive, and progressive government. The Chief Minister has given priority to inclusive, speedy, and transparent development by adopting Sauno Saath, Sauno Vikas, mantra given by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. Shri Vijay Bhai Rupani has carried forward Shri Modi ji's tradition of giving primacy to agriculture, industry, and service sector, as well as simplification of laws, strengthening civic infrastructural facilities. The Chief Minister has also taken sensible approach in the areas of health, education, and employment. The Chief Minister has pursued, practiced, and commitment to keep Gujarat at the forefront of all-round development by taking important decisions concerning rapid development and welfare of the citizens as a whole. Within 100 days of taking charge as Chief Minister, the Gujarat government under the leadership of Shri Vijay Bhai Rupani has taken a series of 125 key decisions. It's really a great honor and privilege for all of us at Parul University to have Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat as the chief guest for the inaugural ceremony of Mega Digital Job Fair 2020. Now, I'd like to invite the honorable chief guest to share his insights.
આપ સૌને મારા નમસ્કાર. આપણે કોરોનાના વૈશ્વિક મહામારી વચ્ચે પણ ડર્યા વિના સાવચેતી સાથે ફિઝિકલી ને પણ ડિજિટલી મેગા જોબ ફેર યોજીને યુવાનોને પોતાની ક્ષમતા તેમજ સ્કિલ મુજબ રોજગારી આયોજન કરવા બદલ સૌ આયોજકોને ખૂબ ખૂબ અભિનંદન આપું છું. રાજ્યના યુવાનોને રોજગારી અને નોકરી મળી રહે, હર હાથ કો કામ હર ખેત કો પાણી એવા ઉમદા ઉદ્દેશ સાથે ગુજરાત સરકારના શ્રમ અને રોજગારી વિભાગના કેરિયર સેન્ટર વડોદરા, ભારત યુનિવર્સિટીના એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ બ્યુરો અને ખાનગી કંપનીઓના સંયુક્ત પ્રયાસોથી આ મેગા જોબ ફેર યોજાઈ રહ્યો છે. આગામી 31 ઓગસ્ટથી શરૂ થનારા 13 દિવસીય સૌથી લાંબો મેગા ડિજિટલ રોજગાર મેળો એ લાયકાત ધરાવતા યુવક યુવતીઓ માટે ખૂબ આશીર્વાદરૂપ સાબિત થશે. મેગા જોબ ફેરના માધ્યમથી રાજ્યના યુવાનો પોતાના ઘેર બેઠા બેઠા નોકરી માટે ઓનલાઈન અરજી કરીને તેમને શૈક્ષણિક લાયકાત અને યોગ્યતા મુજબ નોકરી મેળવી શકશે અને યુવાનો માટે રોજગારીની તક મેળવશે. આ મેગા જોબ ફેરમાં ગુજરાત અને ભારતની મોટી મોટી પ્રતિષ્ઠિત અંદાજે 500 જેટલી કંપનીઓ ભાગ લઈ રહી છે. આપણા માટે ગૌરવની વાત છે કે ભારતભરના 10,000થી વધુ અનુભવી અને બિન અનુભવી ઉમેદવારો નોકરી માટે ભાગ લેશે. હાલમાં ભારતની 100થી વધુ નામના ધરાવતી કંપનીઓએ યુવાનોને પ્લેસમેન્ટ આપવા માટે મેગા જોબ ફેરમાં પણ નોંધણી કરાવી છે, જે યુવાનો માટે રોજગારીની ઉત્તમ તક સાબિત થશે. આ મેગા જોબ ફેરમાં 5,000થી વધુ યુવક યુવતીઓને કોમર્સ, સાયન્સ, એન્જિનિયરિંગ, કૃષિ, આઈટી, સોશિયલ વર્ક, આઈટીઆઈ, ડિપ્લોમા એના અનેક ધારકોને વિવિધ ક્ષેત્રોમાં રોજગારીની તકો ઉપલબ્ધ કરવાનો લક્ષ્યાંક નક્કી કરાયો છે. કોરોના મહામારીએ આપણે આત્મનિર્ભર બનાવવાની એક ઉત્તમ તક આપી છે અને આ તકનો યુવાનોને મહત્તમ લાભ લેવો જોઈએ. ભારત સરકારે પણ યુવાનોને રોજગારી મેળવી શકે તે માટે આત્મનિર્ભર અભિયાનને પણ લોન્ચ કર્યું છે. આપણા વડાપ્રધાન આદરણીય શ્રી નરેન્દ્રભાઈ મોદીના નયા ભારતના સ્વપ્નને સાકાર કરવા યુવાનો જ સૌથી અગત્યની ભૂમિકા ભજવી શકશે. આપણે તેના માટે આપણી જાતને તૈયાર કરવી પડશે, સક્ષમ બનાવવી પડશે. કોરોના વચ્ચે પણ આપણે જાન ભી હૈ જહાન ભી હૈ ના મંત્ર સાથે આગળ વધીને સંપૂર્ણ સાવચેતી રાખીને અભ્યાસ, ધંધા, રોજગાર ચાલુ રાખવા. આપણે સૌ સાથે મળીને સરકારની માર્ગદર્શિકાને અનુસરીને જાહેરમાં માસ્ક પહેરવા, સામાજિક અંતર જાળવવું, હાથ સેનેટાઈઝ કરવા એવા પ્રયાસોથી આપણે કોરોનાને નિયંત્રિત કરી શકીશું. કોરોના હારશે, ગુજરાત જીતશે એ સૂત્રને પણ આપણે ચરિતાર્થ કરીશું એવો મને વિશ્વાસ છે. પુનઃ એકવાર આ મેગા ડિજિટલ જોબ ફેરની સફળતા માટે ખૂબ ખૂબ શુભકામનાઓ. બધાને મારા ધન્યવાદ. જય જય ગરવી ગુજરાત. ભારત માતા કી જય.
We would like to once again extend our utmost gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat for sparing his valuable time and sharing the important message for all the job seekers and the recruiters who are participating in this mega digital job fair. Now, coming on to the next speaker are the Honorable Education has made an impact not only in Gujarat, but in all the diversified states of India and going beyond national borders. Upon completing his Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery and Doctor of Medicine Pharmacology from MS University, Baroda, Dr. Devanshu Patel went on to invest his efforts towards promoting education and establishing state-of-the-art educational institutions offering technical, business, social, and medical courses in the state of Gujarat. His firefights and faith in youth empowerment allowed him to see that there was no dearth of talented individuals in Gujarat. He always believed that such talented individuals, if given the quality of education and skill building program, could be transformed into dynamic leaders and thinkers of the 21st century. His adherence towards research for the development of the academia has made him invest his efforts in the organizing, chairing, and participation of conferences on a state, national, and global scale. With his vision towards internationalization and globalization, Dr. Devanshu Patel has raised the Parul University flag on global heights. A very warm welcome to you, sir, and we would now request you to please share your remarks.
Thank you, Santosh. And I would like to thank Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Vijayabhai Rupani, for sparing his valuable time for this mega job fair, which we organized in collaboration of Government of Gujarat. And I would also like to thank both the guests who have spared their valuable time to share their ideas of wisdom with all the students who are going to participate in this job fair and all the industries who are going to participate in this job fair. I will restrict my message for three stakeholders of this event. First and foremost is the students, second is the industry members, and third is the government of Gujarat. For students, I would like to tell all of you that in Gujarati there is a very famous saying कि फूल જોઈને તમે ગાંડા થનારા કરો એવું કે ફૂલ પોતે થાય ગાંડું. हिंदी में ऐसे कहते हैं कि अपने हाथों की लकीरों को क्या देखते हो, नसीब उनके भी होते हैं जिनके हाथ नहीं होते हैं. And in English it is very famously said that in this world where desire rules the heart, you will always discover that the passion is the flame that lights up the soul. Cutting short the quotations, the message which I want to convey to the students is, first of all, the current situation is extraordinary. And the extraordinary situation demands extraordinary efforts from the students. We are all aware that the current job scenario is very grim in light of the COVID-19 pandemic and the effect which is created in the economy. So first of all, students must take this as blessings. The organization of job fair with Government of Gujarat with cooperation of industries, this is really a blessing for all the students. And one should make all the efforts to grab the opportunity which will come across them. Many a times I have seen very casual approach from the students that they are very selective about the kind of industry they would like to work. They are very selective about the kind of portfolio they would like to work. They are very selective about the package they would like to have. And they are also very selective about the job location they would like to work. Let me tell all of you that currently this is not the time to be selective about your choices. This is the time to take up all the opportunities which will come across to you. And all of you must be thankful that such a event has been organized, and please make sure that you use this opportunity to the best of your efforts. And if at all you are not succeeding today to grab a job out of this 12 days affair, try to analyze the reasons why you were not getting the job. Whether it is your knowledge, whether it is your practical skills, whether it is your personality, whether it is your communication skills, evaluate them try to be honest with yourself and work hard to improve them, because only when you improve on these aspects, you will make yourself eligible to get this job and to support your family in these times of difficulties. The message for industry is very much clear, as said by Amit ji. We look forward for greater involvement from the industry. Many a times I see many Western universities when I visit them, who are our partners for international cooperation, and I see there is greater amount of industry integration in their education process, which India seriously lacks. And I definitely feel that the fault is on the either side, from the academia as well as the industry. We both need to come closer. I am very happy and very surprised to see the dual education system in the Western world, wherein the students are working with the industry for 3 days a week, and remaining 3 days a week, they are going to universities for their higher education. And I was very surprised to see the win-win situation for the students, universities, as well as the industry, which is boosting economies of the countries like Germany and Switzerland. We can definitely do this in India, provided we get great support from the industry, wherein they themselves feel that it is their responsibility to get involved with the educational institutions so that they get the manpower which they look after, rather than criticizing the academic institution for lack of the practical skills which they are looking for. But one should also feel that what is their involvement, what is their contribution in creating that network between the academia and the industry, so that right kind of skills are imparted to the students, so that by the time they are graduating from the university, they are ready to be absorbed by the industry. So there is great deal of scope for involvement of the industry with the institutions, and to make sure that we improvise our processes, our teaching methods, and our skill imparting mechanism, so that we can redress this big gap. And last, and the third stakeholder of today's event, the government of Gujarat, I would really like to thank the government for taking up this initiative of bringing two stakeholders together for the benefit of the students and benefit of the society. And it will be great if this kind of events are happening at regular interfaces, so that great opportunities are given to the students. And in this time of difficulties, I also request the government as well the industries to show big heart, because these 6 months have not been profitable for any private institution or any private industry or the government itself. But people are suffering. The people of lower middle class, the people of poor class, they are suffering a lot. So I think we have to compromise as the caretaker for them. We have to compromise on our earnings maybe, but we have to do this in order to keep India afloat, in order to keep on its feet, so that in time to come, we are able to fight back and we are able to become the developed country, which is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, and to become Atmanirbhar. So with this, I conclude my message, and I wish best of luck to all the students, industries, and the government Gujarat for success of this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, Devanshu sir, for your wonderful and inspiring words to us. Appreciate your time also. Now, as we are going towards the end of the session, I would like to express my gratitude and thank you to all the dignitaries present here. Thank you for all of your wonderful words and inspiring us for the new phenomenal event we are having. I would like to thank you also to all the corporates who have taken their valuable time to be present here today and participate in this event. Again, I wish every one of you all the best of luck, and thank you again for all of your valuable time. Thank you. And with this, we will end the inauguration session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much to all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you with Bhai. Hope to keep in touch.
Yeah, same here, sir.
I mean, good show, Chalo. Thank you so much, everyone. I take leave.
Yes, sir.
So thank you Amit ji, and thank you Gera sir. Finish.